For me, I think what the Red Cross is it's about really changing lives. It's about saving lives, and it's really about making a difference in a community that really badly needs us. So disaster, of course, is what probably the Red Cross is most known for. And we here in the Central Valley chapter are responding to local disasters, whether it be wildfires, whether it be home fires, whether it be floods, earthquakes, if that were to happen. We're prepared and stand ready to do that. But disaster is really broken up into three parts. And so the first part of the disaster cycle is preparedness. And so we take very seriously our role in really preparing Central Valley residents for disaster, and that takes place either through our home fire campaigns, where we'll actually go and canvass an at-risk neighborhood and install free smoke alarms and teach families how to evacuate their home in a fast manner. Or maybe it's our pillowcase project, where we're training youth on how to really prepare a bag that can be just ready to go, that if there's a disaster in their home, they can grab that one bag and head out of their house quickly. Or maybe it's businesses and adults, where we're doing Be Red Cross Ready presentations that really just equips and trains people for disaster. The second part of the cycle is, of course, response. So our response is a big part of what we do, and whether it's responding to a home fire, whether it's opening a shelter because of a natural disaster that has struck the area, we stand ready, and we have volunteers that are ready to respond to any disaster that happens here in the Central Valley. And then the last part of the cycle is recover. You know, after a disaster happens, it's not as though our volunteers and our organization just packs up and says, good luck, hope everything turns out okay. We're really there for the recovery process as well, and really we take very seriously our role of connecting those who are affected by disaster to the resources needed to have that long-term recovery process that's the most healthy for them.
The Red Cross has a really long history of responding to disasters, and really in the last couple decades, we've really made an effort to prepare families before that disaster ever strikes. If we can prevent a disaster from happening, or if we can save a life of somebody who's responding to a disaster, that's really where Red Cross can also play an important role, not just responding after the fact. So one of the lines of service that the Red Cross has is public health and safety services, and that's really where Red Cross is offering life-saving courses in CPR, first aid, AED training, lifeguarding and swimming classes, babysitting, safety classes, all those courses that people really need, really to help us build a more resilient community and let everybody be able to respond in times of a medical emergency. We're really training and empowering people to go in there and help save lives. So that's what the Red Cross does every day. We're preventing and alleviating that human suffering and really just helping the community.
Nobody knows about SAF unless you are in the military or you have a family member that's in the military. Service to the Armed Forces is the best kept secret that we are not trying to keep. We have a number of core services that we offer with the American Red Cross, and all of them surround trying to support our service members, veterans, and their families as much as we can. A very key one that we do is the emergency communication messages. Emergency communication messages are the only way that family members can send a verified message to their service member while they are deployed or overseas in the event of an emergency at home. One of the other things that we do serving our military members and their families that a lot of people don't know that we do are something called reconnection workshops. Reconnection workshops are small group workshops that are really focused on teaching our military members and veterans resiliency skills to help them cope with the stressors that they face because they're military connected. And they're completely free. They're taught by licensed mental health professionals who are also volunteers with us. And they're really, really fantastic. It's a really great, safe space for our military members, families, and veterans to come, share some of the common struggles that they're facing, and learn actual skills that they can use to kind of cope with those stressors.
Really, the Red Cross is propelled by our volunteers, and it takes a large group of volunteers to make sure that we can continue to provide the right mission here in the Central Valley chapter. The second important aspect is, of course, the generosity of our donors as well. We can't continue to provide these services, which are free. You know, services like client assistant cards that we give to a family who's just lost everything after a fire. That financial assistance really is made possible by the generosity of our donors. The fact that we're able to reach out to an active duty military member and give them that communication that's much needed because there's something happening in their family back home, that happens because of the generosity of our donors. And so all of these things make a tremendous difference, and we cannot do what we do, and we're so grateful for those who monetarily also support the Red Cross, because it really does make a difference. The 6 counties that we serve desperately really rely on the community to help support that, again, through volunteering or through maybe making a donation. But what the Red Cross does is through those donations and through that support, the Red Cross ultimately provides hope for this community. At the end of the day, it's the Red Cross that's there to greet that family and to embrace them right after they've lost everything. It's the Red Cross that's there to provide life-saving preparation through a first aid course or a CPR class. It's the Red Cross that really helps our community to really be resilient. And it's that type of hope that I think really sets the Red Cross apart and makes us, I think, such a unique organization. Our relationships with the communities that we serve are so important, and we look forward to, as we get close to being 100 years old here in the Central Valley, to continue to provide that hope for really decades to come.